Volskaya is. She is a Russian magnet in Overwatch lore that runs Volskaya Corp. She is not a goddess. In fact, she's getting blackmailed by Sombra. I just need to get ahead of this right now. There is no god in Volskaya.
It does kind of sound like a Greek myth, though, right? You got the god of hacking versus the god of Russian tech industry, I guess.
Oligarch, whatever.
Yeah, there we go.
Whatever you want to call her. Either way, she is compromised, is what we have seen. But now, let's talk about other things we're seeing here, which is going to be the Fusion defense as it comes on out. And of course, they do have a Nanoblade combo in tow. Beast Halo not messing around with the Hammond this time around. And Zachary on the Sombra. And
this is a map where Ana does come out quite fairly. Generally, we do 0.B though, but I'm not against this. Now, the change-up we're seeing in the support line isn't just the Ana, but also the Brigitte coming in as a secondary support instead of a tertiary, or a third one. And so, as NV roll out, they are going to go for it. Once again, that Sombra composition, the triple support along with the Reinhardt and then D.Va. But Fusion University, they haven't had quite an answer for it on point A defenses yet.
Not yet. Envy looks like they're going to go straight up the gut. There's no coercion here, or no subtlety where they're going to immediately take the long route. They go directly in. Although now, as I say that, they do switch gears a little bit. They give Buds time to get a hack on top. Now they're going to start throwing some people on the point. Fusion, for now, has not yet to fully engage. Ooh, nice cleave coming in from Beast Halo. Building the meter quite well, 30%. Envy still healthy, but they're giving up a lot of power to the Fusion as you look at who are you. But McGravy and Shiny, they find their way through. And suddenly, just like that, it goes the way of Envy.
Yeah, Buds doesn't really have to do much, but keep some key primary members out of the fight long enough. The first hack comes out onto Beast Halo. That does nothing because he's on the high ground and no one can really punish him from there. But then he changes targets, goes after Who Are You, keeps him out of the fight. Who Are You? You gotta know. He must have been like licking his lips thinking, oh, this is Goat's comp. They're all grouped up. I can Swift Strike through this and basically build my blade. But now he's only at 60%. We have a swap off coming out from Zachary as he goes over to Doomfist. But take a look, Buds is now once again on that lurk. You have to remember, Sombra does not contest the point, so they have no clue she is here.
Yep, but he can just go immediately behind Bernard, get the quick hack, put pressure on the D.Va as the rest of Envy decides to go right up Main Street here. Who Are You already down? A lightning fast strike coming from Envy, and Shiny drop the hammer in the air. A long wind up and a quick goodbye as he goes on the other end. However, Beast Halo was able to get to the Envy back on the primal range, able to make a little bit more space here as Fusion wants to fight back in. Buds though drops EMP, says let's shut everything down. And now Envy just needs a little bit more.
The rally is used by Tailspin here as they're just trying to stay on the point. They get the cleanup onto Zachary, and now with the first tick there, they're trying to evict Elk, who does have to back away. Beast Halo jumps in to contest, but he's got to get ready to jump out once again. Oh no, he falls, and now they're going to lose Elk. Team Envy, they have to just survive this, but the great hack comes out. Who Are You gets nothing with this blade.
And that's a sense it's used often. Who Are You gets nothing with this blade. Hasn't been uttered here so far, but the hack did the job. Fusion on the brink. They drop the Transcendence delay a little bit more. Self-destruct from McGravy. Connects onto Bernard. Gets him right on out of there. And as a result, Envy continued to dominate space. A lightning fast strike here on Volskaya. Who Are You under pressure? Down. Gone. Envy just needs a tiny bit more on the point. They're gonna get it. And they blitz through the Fusion University.
About 5.5 minutes left on the clock for Team Envy, so there was some stall coming out from Fusion University. I was a little bit worried. Why did they swap off from that Sombra? That was an odd choice because Zachary did build up some EMP meter, and that could have been what turned this around for Fusion University on the defense. But going over to Doomfist, you know, it wasn't as impactful as you wanted to be. You might have just been better served if you stuck with it, with the Sombra, got the EMP, and then used that ultimate to try and get back into these fights. We see how strong it is. Who Are You? Just getting hacked himself. Got nothing at all done with his blade. So Team Envy really prioritizing and making sure they shut down Who Are You.
Also, I mean, it was good positioning from Buds all the way through, where I think his Sombra play the start of the day was a little bit hit or miss, but it was much more hit there, where he got a nice hack on the Bernard, the make it so he couldn't disrupt Envy as they initially went onto the point. Got the hack on the Who Are You, the shut down the Dragon Blade when it was looking like it was going to do so much damage. If Buds can play his Sombra at that level for the rest of the series, Envy actually does have a chance of bringing this back, but it's going to be a long road from here, of course. They still need a win in Volskaya. It would be 2 more maps after that, but this is the semifinals. This is where champions are made. Let's see if Envy can continue along that path.
And so Envy, they're going to go back a little bit more to their roots, going over to a Hanzo. It's going to be Tailspin on that, but Buds is going to stick with the Sombra, and why not? He's figured it out. He needs to shut down Who Are You with his with the hacks, with the EMPs. Now, curiously, on the side of Fusion, they tried to run the Hammond as a main tank at times. Right now, Bernard is currently sitting on it. Might be swapping triple DPS. We have seen that before coming out from Fusion University along with other teams. And yeah, especially on Assault, Bernard does like to go for the Tracer.
Yeah, and I mean, this is not all that dissimilar from what we saw NRG try to run, where they subbed in Strata specifically for Volskaya. And of course, the goal here is that you just overwhelm the enemy team, but the overwhelming side of it went against Hammond compositions last time around. It did not go against the composition that was running a Winston, which is a little bit more effective at controlling space. So Fusion might be wrapping around Envy in all sorts of ways, the way that flankers often do. Envy, though, well, now they're in trouble. Bernard got tail. He wasn't able to turn around and counterattack in time. And Envy now, you take a look at their HP. Everyone's super low. The tanks can't control space anymore. And this early flanking play from Fusion does find the mark.
And it's not just a flanking play, it was just coverage of that body. Tailspin did not get res into this. Bernard finds Crimzo, and he is gone. Fire is the sole survivor. Never mind, right into the fire he falls. And so Fusion University, off their first attack, they are able to just strategically pick apart Team Envy there. Move on to point B. And this is a very scary proposition for Envy because there are a lot of ultimates coming online for Fusion University, most notably the Nano Blade.
Yeah, this, of course, and that has been the one thing that has been absolutely killer to Envy this entire series. And I mean, the one downside for Fusion is that Elk is a little bit behind. Who Are You is about to get the Blade. But we'll see from Fusion here. Maybe they wait a little bit. No, they don't want to wait at all. They immediately dive on in. They tried to go for the Pulse Bomb, doesn't quite connect. Who Are You out of it, though? Tailspin gave his life for that, but that was very worth. You deal with Who Are You early. But Envy still in a rough spot. They tried to swap to the Mercy, keep continuing to keep everyone healed, not quite. And now Fusion just gets control onto the point pretty well here. They get away from the self-destructor, gonna roll back on in. They might be saying an even quicker time if this keeps up.
They're back though, and they're back with the Valkyrie. Now as the EMP comes out from Zachary, but he's instantly cleaned up. Who Are You now with the Blade, finds one, will be able to find a second onto Crimzo as he tries to hunt down the Sombra, but she's able to back away. Still though, Envy have people here. Fusion University only securing 2 ticks for now. Good stall coming out as they get the DMEC onto McGravy. The Pulse Bomb out from Bernard will not finish him off as he gets DMEC though.
And here's the thing, Envy, they've kind of ridden out the storm here. The effects of the Nano Blade essentially gone, but built up the EMP here, so now he can drop on in, use the EMP, look for something, immediately drops it. But here's the problem, the fall through wasn't there. I think it was a bit unassisted. And by the way, speaking of random swap-ups, Tailspin on the Hammond, about to be falling off the Hammond, just focused on down, almost no HP left out of it. And Envy, unable to hold their own territory. Neither team here able to play much in the way of defense, so we're going to extra rounds, and who knows how long this is going to go.
Yeah, there's only about a 4-second difference between the two teams here. Let's see, 5 minutes and 22, never mind, 2 seconds difference. Both teams struggling a little bit there on the defense, but of course, this is just how 2CP can work out, how Assault maps can work out, where you just snowball into the next points. Now, there was some good stall, but again, it was just a lack of follow-through. Both Sombras, when they go for that EMP, they instantly got bursted down there. It could have been the big difference maker for Buds, but like you had mentioned, you know, they had, I believe, the Hammond coming back in. That was Tailspin on it. He just didn't have an engagement to follow that up. It could have been huge for them. But now, we are back. It's Team Envy again on the defense. We'll see if they change anything up. Tailspin doesn't want anything to do with the Hanzo. The dive was just too much. Fire doesn't want to be on the Mercy. They want to be able to keep that mobility up on their defense, so he is going to be on the Lucio here. Now for Fusion University, though, we'll see if they change anything. I don't think they really need to. Bernard on the Tracer has been stellar. His Tracer play looks absolutely top-notch, and he does look like a DPS main when he plays it.
Also, as you go into this here, I just don't think this is a very compelling defense out from Envy in theory, because it's a defense that is very brawly in nature, but an offense is totally okay with that. If they're going to trade out eliminations 1-for-1, Fusion's going to grab this point in a good minute or less, so I'm not entirely on board with this defensive comp coming in from Envy.
So Buds gets into the back line. with that Sombra. Ooh, Tailspin takes some poke here. Has to be careful. The first dive out, Buds gets punished, but Tailspin was able to take out Who Are You? Again, like you had mentioned, ZP, the trades do favor the offense here, as Zachary almost takes out Tailspin, but he's able to survive for now.
Yeah, Envy, they're down 1. Fusion won't be down 1 for nearly as long. In fact, they're going to be up to a full 6 here in a moment, so this favors Fusion. Attrition favors the offense in these situations. Tailed up, back in. Over, looking for pickoffs there. Support's well protected. Of course, Elk and Alarm, they got the buddy system going, fires down. And now, it's gonna be a nice setup here for Fusion. They get to come in with the full 6. They put people on the point. The pressure down, but Crimzo, the coalescence burns them on down on the other side. And Envy holds their ground, but they don't do it without losses, and respawns will be coming in soon.
Yeah, they use that coalescence. They're so far away from any other ultimates right now, 70% across 3 of them on Envy's side. As Fire is still struggling, of course, with that Lucio to get that sound barrier up. We'll get a few extra percentage here as McGravy is, of course, getting healed up. Do not touch that health pack. Let Fire heal you up, please. Zachary, be careful now with this Sombra. You do not want to get picked early on. Beast Halo will touch the point just to get some progress here, and someone's going to have to contest soon, or it looks like they'll just give away 1 tick.
I mean, for Envy, a winning condition here would just be making Fusion invest in Nanoblade. You don't want them to have it up for point B. They'll probably be able to use it here for this point. EMP comes out early from Zachary, and now, where's Who Are You here? Is he going to be blading the go in after? The EMP hasn't quite done the job, so you are going to have the Nano Boost, you're going to have the blade. Who Are You? We've seen this movie so many times. Gets Crimzo. Looking around, he's like, wait, where's everyone else? Ah, here's everyone else. Dashes through, deals with Baby Diva and McGravy. And Fusion has certainly done enough damage here to get a commanding hold on the point.
Yeah, be kind, please rewind. We gotta see it over and over again. Who Are You? Basically just looks like a replay continually all this time. Now with these nanoblades, but like you had mentioned, Envy want that. They want them to use and invest that nanoblade onto point A so that they can't snowball as hard here onto point B. And that means that Fusion University coming into this, they have very little firepower. They do have a Transcendence they want to go for a long fight, but Zachary, again, Tailspin goes down early.
Such an early pickoff, and that makes even more pressure on Buds now to land an excellent EMP. And Fusion, they're really on the lookout for Buds. They're going, okay, where's the Sombra? That was Alarm just checking the elevator going, Sombra, are you here? Are you here? Well, Shiny's down. Zachary, another early pickup. And Alarm, what a Transcendence! Right before the EMP hits. Gonna keep Fusion nice and alive here. That was an excellent play. Coming in from Alarm, Envy on the brink. They needed that EMP to do far more. Alarm just a step ahead, and now Fusion moving into the point. This might be it.
Oh, we got the Sleep Dart out, but the Primal Rage is there to keep Shiny topped off for now. He's already at half HP as the rally is going to be used by Bernard. Who Are You did go down during that fray, so he'll be coming back. There's only 5 members for Fusion University, but it doesn't matter as they're getting every single member of Envy that come in one by one now. Tailspin is the next to fall as Fire is barely able to survive onto the point. He goes down, and now they're cleaning up. Fusion University will go ahead and cap that. It looks like we're going to get those 6, maybe 8 score lines here on Volskaya.
An MVP there to point B. Absolutely Zachary and Alarm sharing that award, because Zachary got the early pickoff on the tail. And what that meant is that Buds had to go for an even higher value EMP than normal as Fusion was getting into that fight. And then, of course, Buds, by doing so, he put himself in a more obvious position. Alarm sensed it, he sniffed it on out, he topped the Transcendence right as the EMP hit, and as a result, EMP doesn't do anything to him. He's able to heal everyone up. People aren't able to damage heroes down in that time that they have their abilities locked out. So the game sense from Alarm to just use the Transcendence at the right time completely ruined Envy's day.
Yeah, we have to remember that Alarm comes tested. You know, he was put through the fire of Apex, having to learn how to play these kinds of heroes up against Sombra. And we have to remember that Sombra did reign supreme for quite some time in Apex, and there was a lot of criticism and a lot of flack thrown towards Zenyatta in particular in how to outplay the Sombra. As we're seeing Alarm, looks like a seasoned veteran up against Buds right now on the Sombra. He is continually keeping track of him. Anytime he knows that a Sombra is near, you can tell. His senses are tingling. He's looking around. He's not going to get caught off guard.
Well, that's why he was shooting orbs around him, right? He was looking at the elevator, looking for anything there. Zachary, being a little bit aggro there, goes for the hack, is able to translocate out of dodge. And Envy, and not again, they're not really waiting too long before putting pressure on the point here. Buds gets knocked out of stealth. Now, regroups with the rest of his team. Envy taking a little bit of refuge in that right-hand corner. And Envy now just going to heal up and look into a better way of approaching. Buds goes down the other side where he might not be getting spammed and can be looking for those players up on top of him.
Now they're trying to wait it out, Team MVR, the health pack here, so they jump on outs, but it's Bud to get the hack onto Bernard, so Bernard tries to run away, he gets focused down, D-Mectus, who are you, is on their tail now, gets some good damage across, he's already at 76%, doesn't have a dash though, and he gets knocked off by fire.
Who are you just knocked on out? Envy. Now, of course, still on the attack, looking to set just as quick of a second round as they did before. Bernard out, and it hasn't been super glamorous, but Envy's done enough here. They should be able to snowball this into a very firm point A take, and now you have to look towards the ultimate situation, right? They're in a pretty good spot. The difference is, though, is that Fusion will get an EMP to slow things down. They'll have a Nano Blade, so Envy's gonna have to work through a big minefield as they look towards point B.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be your traditional, of course, snowball on to point B, because Fusion University did trade away. They got some eliminations, they got some damage off. Who are you? Like you had mentioned, has that Nano Blade, but most importantly, they've also got more support ults in tow. The EMP along with that Transcendence and the Primal Rage coming up from Beast Halo. So they're gonna be able to match the firepower of Envy, but that is if Buds doesn't get off a huge EMP here. He's on top of both support.
Looking for Alarm. I think he was trying to bait out a Transcendence there that Alarm does have, but Fusion, they just counter dive. They immediately take down 3. And the big part there is that Envy, I think if they were going to fall in that way, they were hoping that a Nano Blade would be invested. It wasn't. Also, Buds.
Sombra is able to stay on the point there. Remember, she does have indefinite stealth. And you don't really see Sombras here often. This is actually a first sighting for me. That's generally a position that's held for someone like a Soldier 76 or a Pharah.
No, not anymore.
I guess also Elk.
Look,
Elk, go to the other side, Elk. You would know that he's there.
It focuses on more right now, so Buds is gonna be waiting. By the way, here comes Who Are You at the blade. Gets stunned, but again, it's not usually enough. Nice knockback from McGravy. That was amazing. Who are you? Thrown into the dumpster. Now, Buds, if you can land a good EMP, you're gonna be doing so well here for Envy as Buds is in the back, waiting for the EMP situation. This is the ultimate time. You don't have to worry about the Nano Blade anymore. Buds still holding on the EMP. Fusion, the play, able to just knock people back, get a good bit of disruption. Envy's losing their opportunity. Who Are You is back into the frame. Buds still holding on to the EMP. Transcendence out from Fusion, and Envy have lost their opportunity.
They lose Shiny, they lose Buds, and oh, off the back of shutting down that Dragon Blade, Envy weren't able to carry that momentum on. Just holding on to these ultimates. That EMP could have been huge, but instead it allowed Fusion University to come back in for free at that point, honestly. Now, they did have to invest something like a Transcendence from Fusion University's side, but Envy definitely could have pushed this further. Now we are seeing a difference in the time. Fusion University, 2.5 minutes in their time bank, as Team Envy only have 1 tick, but that's a great start off.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about Who Are You here, but I was just a little bit disappointed because I wanted that great offensive textbook play, but EMP's traded out here. The first EMP, a little bit of an edge. Zachary down, and Buds now with the sound barrier well protected. iShiny, though, focused on out. Envy still can make this happen, even though they're down 1, but Who Are You? Got back into play, got fire. It's back and forth, and guess what? Fusion's okay with that. That lets them delay. It lets them not give up as much as they normally would. Respawns are coming in. Here comes the Primal Rage, and Beast Halo is going to buy Fusion University even more time.
And we got also Zachary out on the Mei, and so with these 2 short-range Mei tanks, takes off the point, but with the Brigitte, she has to be careful. She finally falls, and so now, again, Team Envy are thwarted here, are down to 1.5 minutes. You remember, this is their tournament life. They need to take this point just to keep it alive, and they need to take it with some time on the point, or Fusion University have an opportunity to win the map.
Envy, there's tournament life on the line. 1 minute 15 left. Buds almost picked off early, and this is looking rather grim for Envy here. 1, maybe 2 attempts left.
There's an Earth Shatter, there's a Self-Destruct. We'll see if they can try and combine that, but it's gonna be so difficult. It's not an easy setup, as we have so many mobile pieces out from Fusion University. Their Ice Wall is there, and that catches out Shiny. Alarm cleans him up, and Envy need to reset and reset quick.
Okay, this has been a consistent trend, which is that Shiny's getting popped early and often in all of these fights. Envy, you're not gonna take this with your main tank down. Envy, you get 1 more attempt at the point.
And Who Are You's got another blade. At this point, he is still about 80% consistency on them now. His success rate, one of the highest I've ever seen with the Dragon Blade now. as they're going to make their approach once again, but oh no, Zachary is able to take out Crimzo.
Yep, you're not gonna have the Moira there to act as an engine. You're not running a Mercy. You can't erase the mistake. And Envy, they're gonna back out. They want a full 6, but this is gonna make them dangerously low on time.
Most importantly, Fusion University are going to push them to overtime. So even if Envy get this, Fusion University will have 2.5 minutes to close out this series. 4 ultimates online. Envy already cut off. Shiny is about to get jumped on. No, they back away. The EMP comes out. Oh, the self-destruct is going to catch out Zachary.
Self-destruct moves it back. Zachary might be gone, but Fusion's still in a good spot. Earth Shatter down by Shiny. Doesn't do much. Certainly doesn't catch Who Are You, who's in on the Nano Blade. His bread and butter cuts through another 2. And Fusion University, powered by Who Are You, who finishes with 4, going to be sending Envious home. Fusion takes the series 3-0.
What a clean game that was. It was a little bit dicey for a second, but like you said, powered by Who Are You, that man deserves his own battery now.
Yeah, how he played here and being so consistent the entire series, absolutely great to watch. Where again, it's easy to go like, oh yeah, it's Nano Boost and Dragon Blade. You'll get value out of that, right? We've seen too many times in Overwatch where Genjis don't, that we can appreciate when Genjis do.
Exactly. It's not a definite that Genjis will destroy once they're Nano boosted, but the fact that we have someone who consistently will is beautiful.
Now, one of the surprising things here is that we have been seeing a support line swap off coming out, right? From the teams where there's a lot more Ana's run. The surprising thing is that Envy really hasn't been running it as much, and so that is also another tool that you could have added onto your roster, right? You could have a Brigitte, you could have the Sombra, you could have the Ana to try and all have tools to shut him down, but instead, no, he's able to get through every single time. And so, Who Are You? His success rate has been so high on this Genji, like, I don't see how any other team is going to be able to shut him down at this point.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Who Are You. It was really a team effort. The entire team was playing well, especially Alarm really had some clutch plays coming out there.
Yeah, I mean, Alarm, and of course, he's saying the back, and this is the big one, right? Where the Transcendence comes out a millisecond prior to the EMP. And that right there was just so good for the Fusion. And also, I think it's worth noting where Envy probably lost the game, right? Is that they had a very good team shutdown on the Who Are You, where they stunned him out, and then right when he's gonna get back in, because of course the Nano Boost makes you very survivable, you have McGravy just comes out of nowhere, body blocks Who Are You away from the team, dashes on out. You get that really clean 6-on-5. And then they're not able to find the EMP. I was excited to see the EMP come in that time, because from my point of view is that if you're able to shut down a Genji and then land a perfect EMP, that's one of those things you put in the Overwatch textbooks forever. It'd be like, here's how you break through Volskaya. You do this. But the EMP never happened.
Right.
Envy got delayed. Who Are You got back to the point, and Envy never had a better chance to take the point.
Absolutely. Well, that was our first series of the day. 1 series down, 1 more to go. We now know that Fusion University will be going to the finals, but who will be going to the finals is going to be XL2 or Energy Esports? Find out after we come back from a quick break.